students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada, where we're having some very nice hot summer days. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Everybody you will see in the chat, her name in blue. She's here to help us make this class go smoothly, give you tips, and help with your upcoming IELTS exam. Welcome Ariadna. Hello Resilient Learner. Hi Din. Good to see students joining in. Everybody, this is an IELTS speaking class, and we will focus on the speaking section. We're going to cover as many questions of part 1, 2, and 3 as we can in this 1 hour. The topic of this part 2 and part 3 is your next adventure. So start thinking about that. Where would you like to go for your next big adventure, your next travels, your next experiences? Students, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there for the general IELTS. Check us out at gieltshelp.com. These websites, they power these live classes, and students who join the premium versions definitely improve their scores and do well with their English. This is our academic IELTS website here with this blue background. Just click this big red button right over there to join the premium version of the course. It is a one-time payment and you get lifetime access. And it only costs about 30 to 50 bucks US, so very well worth it. Good bang for your buck. Our general IELTS website, when you log in, looks like this. The main page looks like this, or home page. Again, you can just click that big red button and you're good to go. Students, we help many of your peers every single month to succeed on their IELTS tests. And of course, we have extra classes for our premium users. You have classes on Thursdays and Fridays as well through Zoom. We're going to use Zoom, which is an interactive platform for discussions and meetings. And we're going to use it today. To check out those Zoom classes, you can take a look at this playlist here to get an idea of what those classes can look like. Welcome, Anna. Hi, I see you. I'm Anjot. Nice to see Olivia. Good to see students. You can use this code GO9 today on the websites for an extra 10% discount. And you can also download our apps from your app stores on your mobile. Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help for connecting to the web app and learning on the go. Instagram is IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTS Help. And of course, if you like these classes and these you want to join these live classes, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Then you'll get the schedules every week. And send us an email if you have questions, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. All right, so right now, again, it's speaking. Tomorrow for our premium users, it's reading. And then on Friday, it's more speaking. Okay. Check out this speaking video to help you with more speaking. It's a new release, and it's got a lot of great tips and practice for you. Students, let's get into the speaking right now. So this is speaking, and it's great that you're here. It's great that you're listening to me. Ideally, you're also speaking, so make sure that you speak and repeat. So copy what I say, copy how I say it, get into practice, and you'll perform that much better in your upcoming test. Students, when you go to your IELTS speaking test and your written test too, go early, go 1 hour early, and practice with others. Okay? It's just a really good way to switch your brain into English and to do better on the test. Then, about 20 minutes before you meet with the examiner, you will register, or check in, I should say. They will ask you to leave all of your unnecessary belongings for the exam, like your mobile phone. and you will take just a pen, pencil, eraser, bottle of water is a really good idea with you into the exam, and you meet the examiner, and then the examiner will welcome you. They will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We're conducting the exam in Toronto. The time right now is 10 o'clock. Let's begin. May I see your identification? Okay, they will always ask in the in-person interview where you're face-to-face to see your identification. Make sure you have a very good, clear, professional answer. Students, how would you answer that question? So, may I see your identification? While you do that, I'm going to open a window because even though it's just 6:30 a.m. here, it's already like 30 degrees in the studio. So just a second. So answer the question. May I see your identification? Trying to get some of that morning fresh air still here. Okay, Amanjot, very good. Amanjot in the chat says, I would probably say something like, certainly. Here's my passport that I used to register for the exam. Please take a look. Yeah, remember those tricky prepositions. You don't want to make mistakes in these first few answers, students. You're not getting marked officially, but they're definitely measuring your English. Okay, that's a good answer, Amanjot, as long as we have that little 4 in there. Okay, good. That's a nice start. Atharwa in the chat says, well, maybe I would say something like this. Atharwa says, yes. Here's my passport, which I used to register for the examination. Yeah, sure, that works. So nice full sentences. That's the idea. Okay, you're very welcome, Amanjot. Okay, then they will always ask for your name. So they will say, what is your full name? Again, stay professional. So it's okay to use everyday English in your IELTS speaking. In fact, it's a good idea. You want to sound natural. At the beginning, though, you definitely want to sound professional. So you want to show the examiner that you are aware that this is an official international English proficiency exam, and you're there to mean business. Okay. So nice full sentence answers. Jeffrey has this answer for us for this question in the chat. My full name is Jeffrey Al-Farizi. Please refer to me by my first name, Jeffrey. That's a beautiful answer. That's a very nice, formal, short but clear answer. I like it, Jeffrey. That's exactly how you should answer that question. Okay, nice and smooth. My full name is Jeffrey Al-Farizi. Please refer to me by my first name, Jeffrey. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Olivia has this answer for us. Olivia says, my name is Teke Olivia. You can please call me Olivia. Yeah, I might add a little bit more here, Olivia, to be a bit more natural. You can please call me by my given name, Olivia. Okay. And just a little touch, just a little sprinkle more. Okay, those are all nice answers. Jatin, if you just say my name is Jatin, the examiner will be like, okay, did this person prepare? What do you want me to call you? And then what's your family name, right? So Jatin, if your family name is Panchal, right? Notice the question here, students. Always pay attention to the question, students. What is your full name? And some examiners, Jatin, if they're not patient, you'll be able to tell if they're kind of anxious or they're not being very patient. If you just say something like this, my name is Jatin, you might actually hear the examiner repeat the question. Okay, they might say something like, what is your full name? Okay, if you hear something like that, then definitely that's the point where you should go, okay, I need to pay more attention. I need to speak in full sentences. Otherwise, I'm going to lose marks quickly when we get into part 1. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? So pay attention to your examiner. If they're repeating questions, it means you're not answering them the way that you should. Okay, keep that in mind. If the examiner is repeating these warm-up questions, it is a strong indicator that you are not answering the question or the questions with as much detail as you should. Okay, everybody clear on that? So really pay attention. Okay, and you can even say, so Jatin, if the examiner were to repeat that question, you could say, oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, my apologies. My full name is Jatin Panchal. Please call me Jatin. So you could say that, and then the examiner will be like, okay, they're probably nervous, but they've got the idea. Okay. All right, Jatin, the way you take the full course, of course, is just by signing up on our websites here at gieltshelp.com or ahelp.com. Maybe Carolina can help you with some URLs there, and then you're good to go. Then you get links to those premium classes as well. Okay, so then the examiner will ask you one or two more questions to try to make you comfortable, also to try to get you speaking fluently. So they might say something like, what do you do at weekends? Okay. And Amanjot, I really like how you're looking at these questions. You're thinking ahead. Amanjot says, usually I spend my Saturday by staying at home and getting lots of sleep. However, on Sunday, I hang out with my friends to escape the stresses of the whole week and be prepared for the upcoming week. Okay. Yeah, I might try to replace one of those weeks with a different word. So the upcoming days of school or work, something like that. Okay. You want to avoid repetition as much as possible, but if you repeat some words in your answers, it's okay. All right. Resilient learner, thank you for your answer. Resilient learner says, and again, students, read these, respond to these, okay? That's a huge emoji copied over. Resilient learner says, honestly, weekends are my official sleep festival. When I wake up, I watch funny videos, eat and laugh at my own jokes. It's my way of recharging, no alarms, no stress, just pure laziness and joy. I love it. That's a great answer. Very natural, nice use of vocabulary. Beautiful. Resilient learner, even though they're not marking you here, the examiner's definitely going, wow, that's a band 9. Okay, that's an expert answer. Clearly this student or this candidate can express in detail exactly what they like doing on the weekends. Amanjot, I do like in your answer how you started with usually, because the question is very general. What do you do at weekends? Like generally at weekends. And I also like how you broke weekends into the 2 days of Saturday and Sunday. That kind of detail, examiners love it. Okay, they really like that. Okay. And then the examiner will say that is, so thank you. They'll say, well, they probably won't say thank you. They try to avoid any kind of qualifying word like good job or thank you. They won't say that, so don't expect that, okay? They'll just say something like, okay, now let's talk about feeling happy. Okay? And when they say that, you should immediately think, okay, what does that mean for me? Joy, entertainment, fun, smile, laugh. Okay, start visualizing those situations that make you feel happy. And then they might say something like, are you usually a positive person? Now you see why or why not in brackets. That's because they will ask you why or why not if you don't give a reason. So you should always include a reason, students. Always, always, okay? Always give reasons. before your answers. Okay, so think about answer and then because. Okay, always think that way. All right, super duper important. Okay, are you usually a positive person? Mohammed says over the moon. You won't get any points for that, Mohammed. They'll think, okay, band 2 or band 3. That really just does not give much information, and it just means very happy, but it's like, okay, so you used an idiom, so what, right? Maybe you just watched a YouTube video. Oh, sorry, Mohammed, I think my bad. It's probably not your answer. I think you're just thinking about vocabulary, right? You're still kind of at the, I would be thinking like over the moon or party. Yeah, okay, sure. Got it. Sorry. I'm being a little bit maybe overcritical. It's my job. My job is to criticize, to make better. That's what I'm here to do. I want you to be your best. Okay. All right. Dang has an answer for us in the chat. Dang says, yes, definitely. Every single day, I always remind myself of how lucky of a person I am, of the privileges and the things that I have to be grateful for. So yeah, I would say I'm a positive person. Okay, Dang, not bad. I like it. I like how you start with yes, definitely. It's a very clear, direct answer, right? Like, yes, definitely, I'm a positive person. Okay. And I would answer the question wholly. So I would say something, Dang, like, yes, definitely, I am an optimist. Okay. An optimist, everybody, if this is new vocabulary, an optimist is a person who is positive. You're optimistic. Optimistic means to be positive. Okay, so yes, definitely, I am an optimist every single day. I always remind myself of how lucky of a person I am. Make sure to capitalize those I's, students. Don't take shortcuts, especially when you're preparing for your IELTS exam. Use accurate English because you'll have the writing section, right? And then here we want to join these sentences of the privileges and things. Students, don't use the word things in your answers, okay? Things has zero value in communication. So when you're training for the IELTS, when you're training for professional life, do your best to avoid low value words. Low value words are like things and stuff, okay? So avoid low value words like thing, stuff, something. Okay, there's a few of them. Always replace these with more accurate nouns. It's a nice, elegant way to improve your IELTS score in a relatively simple way, and also to improve your vocabulary, right? So, Dang, in this case, I would say, I always remind myself of how lucky of a person I am, of the privileges and the, let's say, amenities. Amenities can be like you have a nice big backyard, you have a beautiful kitchen, you have a big TV. So those can all be amenities of your home. Okay. Let's make that green there. Amenities. Okay. So one more time, students, repeat these answers. Okay. Every single day, I always remind myself of how lucky of a person I am, of the privilege and the amenities that I have to be grateful for. So, yeah, I would say I am a positive person. And that's a little bit repetitive. You don't really need that last part, but it's okay. All right. Next question. What do you do to be happy? Okay, students, give me a nice full sentence answer. What do you do to be happy? Okay. Mavluda has an answer for us. Mavluda says, everything makes me happy. For instance, the shining sun, the singing birds, my children's voice. In general, I am a positive person in life. I think this might be for the previous question. And it's okay. Mavluda, careful though too, students in the IELTS, you want to use logical English, okay? So it is a proficiency test and coherence is important. And the irony of our human existence is that in everyday life, we're not always as coherent as we should be. Keep that in mind, okay? So in casual everyday communication, we are not always really coherent. Logical or sensible, okay? For the IELTS, you need to change this. The examiner is a stranger. And maybe from a different culture. So your answers must be very logical and make a lot of sense. Okay, so control is really important. Does everybody get that? I mean, I'm being really nitpicky here, but this statement, like everything makes me happy, if you were to say that to me, I would be like, really? Everything makes you happy? I know not everything makes me happy. There are definitely some parts of life where I'm like, that's awful. That's terrible. That makes me so sad. Okay, I'm not going to list those pieces that we see in the news, but I get what you're saying, Mavluda, and in casual language, I get it, right? But in the IELTS, you want to gear your brain to really just make a lot of sense, even if you're using casual language. Does that make sense, everybody? Is that like, is that sensible for everyone, what I'm trying to say there? Yeah? Is that clear? Okay. You can always, like, when I'm giving you advice, right, you can always respond to me in the chat like Akira is doing. Like Akira says, yes, sir, or yeah, thumbs up on that. I get it, right? Like I get that when we're talking to our friends, even our coworkers or our classmates in everyday language, sometimes, you know, we don't, it's because we don't always pay attention to other people when they're speaking, and we're like, yeah, sure, okay, everything makes you happy. But in a real conversation, I would be like, oh, Mavluda, really, everything makes you happy? Okay, I get that a lot of your daily life makes you happy, but maybe not everything. Okay, so if we're being very critical, right? And remember, students, the big difference between talking to friends, family, colleagues, peers, versus the examiner is the examiner's job examiners plural, I could say here, job is to be hypercritical. Okay, so your friends and your family and your colleagues, they're not usually hypercritical, but the examiner, that's what they're there to do. They're there to be hypercritical. They're there to be like, okay, does that make sense? Well, again, not really. Especially when you're going for that band 8, band 9, right? Okay. I'm just, again, Mavluda, I get it. Like in every day we would say that. I'm just using this to really drive home this important point for the IELTS exam. Okay. All right. Your friends usually aren't going to say, hey, wait a second, that was the wrong verb. Right? They'll be like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Let's go to this question. What do you do to be happy? I think some of you answered this. Let's see what we have. Okay. I can't read the Arabic, unfortunately. I really wish I could. But anyhow, one of our students says, personally, these days, watch your plurals, these days, to make myself in a good mood, we usually say put myself. Okay, so we usually will say to put myself in a good mood. Okay, you put yourself in a good mood. Again, students, remember to repeat. Personally, these days, to put myself in a good mood, I spend my time with my family and keep myself far away from toxic people. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's not bad. So far, that would just be kind of like a band with corrections. That would be like a band 7. Before corrections, it would be like a band 6 if you're fluent. To make that a band 9, okay, you should add an example. Okay, so for example, last Friday, I went for a hike with my brother, and afterwards, it felt great. Okay, that's how I would do it, right? Okay, and then these questions get more and more difficult or more and more detailed. You'll start to see questions that are conditionals like this. If you could change one part of your life to be happier, what would that be? How has your definition of happiness changed over the years? We'll practice these questions in a few minutes through Zoom. For now, I would like to take a look at part 2. This is kind of the focal point of the IELTS speaking interview. So when you're done part 1, the examiner will say that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to look at these questions, read them, think about what you're going to say. You can take notes in this 1 minute time if you wish. And then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. Many people dream of having an adventure. Talk about an exciting adventure you would like to go on. If you have the chance, your 1 minute preparation time begins now. And then students, your first step, of course, is just slowly, carefully, and I don't mean in a whole minute, but, in like 10 seconds, read the question, okay? Slow and careful. So read the topic as well, okay? For this question, what kind of grammar are you going to use in your answer, do you think? So what is the grammar that this question is kind of looking for? The examiner will be paying attention to this grammar. So Amanjot says future. Yep, absolutely. Future is, yep, because it's in the future that you're going to do this adventure. So going to, will, gonna, all okay. So you're going to use a lot of that future. And Mavluda, very good. Mavluda says also conditionals, because you would like to go on if you have the chance. So it's future and conditionals. So those candidates that recognize that, you will do much better, okay? Because those are, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's kind of what the question is asking. Yeah, so future and conditional. Read the questions. So where would you go? What would you do? Who would you go with? What would make this adventure exciting and memorable? Okay, so pay attention to the questions. I know a lot of YouTuber IELTS people out there say, oh yeah, don't worry about them too much. They're to guide you. They're not just there to guide you. They are there to guide you. They need answers. That's why they're showing you those questions. Otherwise, they would just go, talk about an adventure you'd like to go on. You don't need to see the questions. Just talk. Okay? All right? So we'll look at that, Amanja. We'll look at that last question. This is an event, everybody. When you talk about events, make sure to talk about the time, the place, the people, okay, the activities, and the experience, even if it's in the future and if it's conditional. So include those pieces. Everybody clear? So event is defined by these parameters: time, place, people, activities, experience. Got it? So I would really love to go on this adventure next year sometime in the summer. It would be in the Ladakh region of India, which of course is the foothills of the Himalayas and the Himalayan mountains. I would go with two of my good friends who are also my fitness partners, just because we're all really strong, in good health, young age. We can keep up with each other, and we would go for some intense hikes and climbs. Okay, so activities, we would arrive by bus in early fall when there's less of an avalanche danger and a chance to access most of the roads. We would enjoy the local cuisines, meet with some of the local people and tour guides, and then set off on our adventure to climb Everest and K2. Okay, so you talk about the activities. I think this would be a once-in-a-lifetime experience to hike some of the biggest mountains in the world. The vistas will be breathtaking, and it will be a memory that I will pass on for generations, and hopefully even my children's children will be inspired by this potential adventure if I have the chance. Now, this would only be available if I can save up enough money. It would cost me about $2,000, $3,000 US at least. Okay? Amanja, you can definitely say surfing. Absolutely. Surfing is a huge adventure. So surfing in Costa Rica, Hawaii, Australia. Sure. Yeah, going surfing is an awesome one. Okay. All right. So that's what that would sound like. Okay. Everybody good? I hope you're planning this, students. So when you're taking notes, make sure to take them according to time, place, people, activities. So when you're doing your notes for part 2, okay, you can do them like this, right? So time, next year, early fall. Why? Because of weather. Okay. Place, Ladakh, North India, Himalayas. Okay. People, to fitness friends, Amanjat we'll go with, and Anil. Okay. So that's how you should be taking your notes. And then when you're done with your notes, as your final step, you should get your first sentence ready. Okay, so an adventure I've been dreaming of having. Okay. So prepare your first sentence. It's very important, because that way when the examiner says your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking, then you can just jump right in. So students, what we're going to do is we're going to practice this. So please write down some answers for part 2. Prepare your answers. And we're going to connect through Zoom. This is exactly what we do with our premium users on our website. So again, students, if you're premium users of aehelp.com, and clicking that big red button, or gieltshelp.com, then you get a lot more of these kinds of exercises in the week. Now we'll just connect through Zoom, okay? And then you can learn from each other. I will give you band score estimates so you will know what a band 7, 8, 9 might sound like. Carolina, thank you for helping out with the link in the chat. So students, let's do this. The link for the Zoom session, I'll drop that into the chat. It's right here. Okay, if you don't have Zoom, you might need to download that. Okay. And in the meantime, while you're linking to that Zoom session, I'm going to start it up. Okay. I can't use my camera in Zoom, but you definitely can. All right. And then we'll get going here. So I'll start letting students in. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. So students, join that Zoom session, and then you'll have a chance to. Here, let me put my headset on. Okay. All right. Okay, we've got Amanjot in already. AS is in there. Good. Students, if you'd like to volunteer too, put your hand up. I'm assuming everybody who's volunteering or everybody who's joining would like to volunteer. So, and I'll just make sure that everybody can hear my desktop audio as well. Okay. I think we've got about 10 people in there. Amanjot, you've been very active. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Hi Adrian, how are you?
I am doing good, Amanjot. How are you doing?
I'm good too. I recently joined your GILS exam. I mean the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good for
Yeah.
you.
I have given an exam, but I scored less. I got 6.5 in speaking and 6 in writing and 8 in both listening and reading. So I want to improve both these parts.
Okay, well, first of all, 8 in listening and reading is fantastic. That also tells me that you should be scoring higher in the writing and the speaking. So usually when students get a nice high band score in reading and listening, like an 8, and then they get a lower score in the writing and the speaking, it usually means that some of your strategies, like your essay format or the way you're answering the speaking sections, just needs to improve, because when you get an 8, students, so pay attention to this, when you get an 8 in listening and reading, it means that you definitely have enough vocabulary and grammar to get a higher score in the writing and the speaking. So what you probably need to change is your content. You need to have better content, better structure, and maybe your fluency. So you just need to practice it a bit more so you can be a little bit faster when you write and a little bit faster when you speak. But you don't need to focus so much on learning vocabulary or grammar. Okay, so don't be like, I need more grammar or vocabulary. Probably not. Your grammar and your vocabulary should be enough to get a higher score. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's try some of these questions, and then I can give you a little bit more feedback on your speaking, okay? You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner. May I see your identification?
Certainly, here is my passport that I used to register for this exam. Please have a look.
Okay. For part 1, I will ask you some questions on a general topic. Let's talk about feeling happy. Where do you go to enjoy life?
I usually go to a beach and enjoy the beach views along with my family. However, at other times, I just hang out with my friends to try out some new cuisines. Last weekend, I spent the whole day with two of my friends, Dolly and Kiran, and it was a mesmerizing experience for me.
If you could change one part of your life to be happier, what would it be?
Um, Given the chance to change something in my current lives, I would definitely um, add add the chance to go to gym for daily. Although I'm going for exercise like running, however, I want to join gym that is I am not able to do currently due to less funds. So I would definitely join the fitness center in the next few months.
That is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, then many people dream of having an adventure. Talk about an exciting adventure you would like to go on if you have the chance. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Okay, I'll give. Would you like to try this? I can start you off.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Okay. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Given the chance to do an adventure, I would definitely choose surfing without a doubt. I have planned this about 2 years ago, and I am planning to do this activity in the next year in the spring season. The reason behind is because of definitely the weather. I have seen numerous videos on YouTube, and one of my friends also suggested me to go there as she had been there like 2 months before. So I would definitely go there to enjoy the surfing there. Besides this, I know there are lots of surfers that give teachings to the beginners. Although it seems like uh, a bit scary at first, but I would definitely want to join this activity. Uh, to do this activity, I will go with my elder sister, as she is the one that is always there for me, and uh, I am also planning to take a vacation from my current work. Uh,
Okay.
so to add to
Your time
this,
is up. I will stop you there and we'll now go on to part three. For this part, I will ask you a question related to your response and some questions connected to the topic. I didn't quite catch where you would go surfing. Could you explain the location a little bit more?
uh, like the location is Goa, but I'm not sure where it is.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry, I
That's
have
okay.
prepared
That's
this
okay.
cue card earlier, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
Like,
okay, okay. That's totally
ah,
fine. That's okay. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. That's kind of how it goes in IELTS. I mean, you sat the IELTS, and you know that that's how they talk, right? So they kind of
mhm.
follow up on your answer, and they ask you a more specific question. Okay. Sorry, did you say you got a 6.5 in your speaking?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, students, don't forget that you do have what's called an IOR, an inquiry on results. So you can
Yeah,
you can. Mhm.
I was planning to do it earlier, but the cost is very high. It's 210, I think. So I thought like I can give the exam again by paying like $100 more again. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. The IOR is very expensive, so if you're not sure that you'll get a better score, it's not worth it. Also, if you need more than a half a band more, then it's not worth it. So if you need like a
Eh,
7.5 and you only got a 6.5, then I wouldn't do it. But if you only need a 7 in the speaking, then it might be worth it. I do think your speaking is closer to a 7. Like I think you have good English. I don't think it's, you know, I'll tell you what I think. So where I think you're losing marks, your fluency is
mhm,
great. So you're definitely
mhm.
fluent enough. In fact, what I would say, Manjad, is maybe try to speak a little bit slower and
Okay.
more methodically and with a
Mm,
little bit more accuracy.
okay.
In your responses, when you start your answer,
Mm-hmm.
your grammar and your language use is very accurate, but
Mm-hmm.
often as you develop your answer, so as you get into your second, third sentence of the answer, it loses its accuracy. So you lose some grammatical accuracy and you lose some language accuracy in the second half of your answers. So what I would say is when you, because I know when I'm asking you the question, you have time to think of your answer. So you think of a good accurate answer, but then as you start to develop that, that's when you make a few more mistakes. So
Mm-hmm.
what I recommend that you do is
Mm-hmm.
after you start to answer the answer, so I said, where do you go to enjoy life? And you said, well, I usually go to a beach and enjoy the beach views. Okay, that was fine, that was good. All right. And then later you said in the same answer, you said, at other times I go to restaurants and it was a mesmerizing experience. Mesmerizing is not an accurate word here. Okay.
Okay.
Um, don't try to over impress the examiner with vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it, especially in the beginning while your brain is really kind of getting the sense of it and you're gaining your confidence. Just keep it a little bit simpler with your vocabulary. So, and it was an enjoyable
Okay.
experience for me. Okay, mesmerizing is different. Mesmerizing we use naturally for situations where you're visually seeing some kind of play or a movie or fireworks. For example, think fireworks. That's a good example. When you see
Okay.
fireworks and you're kind of like, oh, your eyes open up and you can't move because it's so mesmerizing. Do you know what a synonym is for mesmerizing?
Mesmerizing.
It starts with a H. Mesmerizing, the close synonym for mesmerizing is hypnotizing.
Hypnotizing. Okay. I see.
Okay, so a restaurant experience is not really hypnotizing. It's kind of a weird way
Okay.
to say it. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So careful with that. All right. So
Okay.
really pay attention to the accuracy of the second half of your answers, your later sentences. Okay, slow down a bit. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's practice that a bit more later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Amanjot. Keep up the good studies. I'm sure you'll get a way better score next time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Adrian. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Yeah. So mesmerizing. There you go, students. Great job for Amanjot. Yeah, Ariadna, thumbs up for sure. Very, very well done. Okay, Aisha, like how you have your hand up. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I am great, Aisha. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Oh, awesome. Aisha,
Uh,
do you want to try this part too?
yes, sure. I want to
Okay.
try.
All right, let's do it. So I'm just going to simply start you off. Many people dream of having an adventure. Talk about an exciting adventure you would like to go on if you have the chance. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay. Well, personally, I love to do adventures. I think adventure is the thing that makes life spicy. Just like spice make food tasty, it adds flavor, excitement, and energy to life. Without it, I think life can feel boring and repetitive. That's why I always try to do something new and thrilling whenever I get the chance. So, when I go abroad, I have a plan to do one special adventure. I want to visit a big zoo in another country. It is one of my biggest dreams is visit a large zoo in another country. I haven't decided the exact country yet, but I'm thinking of somewhere that has a famous wild park or zoo, maybe in South Africa, Australia. I want to see wild animals like lions, giraffes, zebras, and even pandas. My adventure would be to spend a full day at the zoo, watching the animal closely and maybe even feeding them also if it's allowed. And I know wild animals can be dangerous, so I would be careful. I would follow all safety rules and make backup plan in case anything unexpectedly happened. And I
Okay.
would,
Your 2 minutes is up. I will stop you there and we'll go on to part three. Okay, very nice, very nice. So I think that your band score would probably be around a band 7. Um, but
Okay.
it's good English. But I think you should be getting at least a band 8, maybe even a band 9, because you have very good, fluent, and accurate English, and you retain your accuracy, your grammatical, spoken accuracy. Um, Something's a little off though in your answer. What do you think that
Uh,
is? What do you think is off about your answer at this point,
I think
Aisha?
I didn't mention that with whom I will go.
Yeah. So, exactly. You didn't really answer some of the questions on the cue card, and you didn't have a lot of clear details. So, you told me you want to go to a zoo in another country, maybe Australia. You want to see pandas, which of course are not in Australia. You want to see lions, which are not in Australia either. Maybe in the zoo in Australia, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So Australia. I'm thinking koalas, kangaroos. So at the end of your
Yeah.
answer, as your examiner, I'm still kind of, and remember what I said earlier in the class, right? Examiners are hypercritical, right? So the examiner is going to ask themselves, like, okay, so what does this person want to do? They want to go to a zoo, but that's all I got, like a big zoo. And you had way too much of a warm up. Aisha, I know some IELTS classes teach this. Like they'll say, oh, kind of start with the topic, like, oh, there are lots of adventures I would like to go on. I have been dreaming adventures since I was a small child. Examiners don't like to hear that. They find that it's just wasting time. Okay. They want you to go right into the answer. I want to
Okay.
go to one of the world's biggest zoos in Sydney, Australia. I've heard so many great stories about it, and I watched some videos online. It looks absolutely amazing. There are over 5,000 species of animals at this zoo, right? So get right into the answer and get right into those questions. And then with the same English that you have, you'll get a band 8.
Okay.
Okay, so drive at those answers right away. Like start with a very direct answer. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So when you have time,
Yes.
try that again in the day. Maybe record it on your phone and then compare it, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's way better. It's a much more direct answer. That's what I'd want to hear if I were asking somebody else these questions, right? So practice that, and I
Yeah.
guarantee you'll get a better score. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I will.
Okay, Aisha, thank you for sharing your English, and just a personal suggestion: go on a safari. Forget the zoo. Go to Africa. Get in a jeep. Watch the
Y-
animals in their natural habitats.
Sure. I will.
Right? Just stay in the
Okay.
jeep. Don't get out of the jeep when the lions are there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I will.
All right. Thanks,
Okay.
Aisha. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thanks for letting me a chance to speak.
Oh, you're very welcome. Um, okay, so everybody got that. That's a very important tip. I know you hear this in some other videos and some from other classes of like, oh, introduce the topic and say like, oh, there are lots of adventures. It's not really what the examiners want to hear for those high band scores. You might get a 6.5 with that kind of a start, but they don't like templates. They don't like those kind of pre-rehearsed types of answers. Okay, they really like the specific, detailed, original kind of responses, students. So focus on that. All right, let's take somebody else. Kenjayeva, why don't you unmute yourself if you're there still? Kenjayeva.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Hi, Kenjayeva. I haven't heard your voice in a long time. How have you been?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I am doing pretty good. Have you sat the IELTS since we last spoke?
No, actually, I mean, after that, I got IELTS like 6.5. It was like almost 2 years ago. But after that, I didn't get any new certification, but just keep practicing my English, so like I won't not like forget about it and all. Yeah.
That's a very good idea. Okay. All right.
I just missed your classes. Like I remember like how we used to talk to each other, and I just want to experience it again.
Good. Well, I'm happy you're back. Yeah. It's kind of like going to the gym. Sometimes we stop. I have stopped running in the last few weeks, but you always want to get back to exercise. It's always good to get back to language and exercise, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's do this. Are you ready for this part 2?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I'll start you off. Many people dream of having an adventure. Talk about an exciting adventure you would like to go on if you have the chance. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
If I had the chance to explore the world, I would definitely go to Armenia. It would be like the important reason why I chose Armenia is because my best friend lives there. And it's actually really exciting and will be really unforgettable because it will be my first time going abroad, especially alone. And I hope everything will be fine, but I trust my friends. So yes, whenever I have the chance, I tell my parents that I want to go there. And if one day I will, I want to go to like Yerevan, capital city of Armenia, and travel around the city with my best friend, and also get the chance to meet with her family. I would love to get to know them better. And also, my friend has been telling me that there is some kind of park, but I can't remember the name of it, that she loves going there, spending time there. So yeah, I would love to go there with her and spend more time with her there too. So yes, I'm really looking forward to go to Armenia with my friend, which I've known online, but never get the chance to meet her yet.
Okay.
So yes.
I will stop you there. Your 2 minutes is up, and then we'll go on to part 3. What kind of? I'll ask you some questions related to your response. What kind of activities would you do with your friend other than going to the park?
Maybe like go to the cinema and watch a movie together. We always want to do it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so good. I liked it. It was a good answer. I really liked your attention to directly answering and conditionals. So you said, if I had a chance to explore the world, I would definitely go to Armenia. Awesome. That's how you want to start. Okay, very direct answer. Now, you see, one of the difficulties, and this is why, so when I was talking to Aisha and I said, don't start general. One of the reasons IELTS teachers and people say, oh, just start introducing the topic generally, like there are lots of adventures, is because they're scared. They're scared that people will run out of ideas to say if they get too specific too quickly. And then there'll be like this awkward kind of pause where the examiner is still looking at you. And that does happen. That's what you need to prepare for. But that's what you need to practice, is to get those specific details so you can talk about one specific topic for 1 to 2 minutes. That's what you want to practice before your IELTS speaking interview so that you can do really well in part 2 and part 3. So in your case, I think, you would definitely get like a band 7, 7.5. You're somewhere in that good, going towards the very good range. But I'd like to hear more details. So you're going to Armenia, and then you mentioned that you're going to the capital city, and you said you would go to this park with your friend, and you would like to meet their family. Okay, but what else? Like, I'm sure there's, other fun activities. Like, are there special swimming pools maybe that you can check out? Are there historical sites, landmarks that she's told you about? Are there any unique restaurants, cuisines? Armenian food is quite famous around the world. So I think there are lots of other activities that you could include there. Maybe going out partying with her, right? You're young, you want to enjoy life, you want to go party, meet some other people, meet some of her friends. It's okay to tell the examiner that you're going to go party with your friend in Armenia. I'm not going to judge, right? Have fun when you're young, okay. Right? Okay. So, so that's what you need to focus on, are those details, and then you'll get a better score. Okay.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But it sounds like a fun adventure. Are you really planning to do this? Are you going to go visit your friend?
Yeah, I really want to do it, but like I have like really strict parents and they won't let me go there alone. But I'm trying to convince them. So yeah,
Is there a
I
friend
hope.
that you can go with?
No. I mean, because I want to go to Armenia to meet my friend, but
Okay.
I've known her like from like so I met her online. Like
Okay.
literally no one else knows about her.
Well, maybe
So yeah.
that's a good starting point. Introduce her to your parents. So get her parents to meet her. Maybe talk to her parents. Make a connection there, and then you'll have a much better chance to make it into a reality. But where there's a will, there's a way. That's what they say. So just keep at it. Find the solution. Okay.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kenjaeva. I wish you all the best with that adventure. Thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, thank you. It was
Okay.
nice talking to you again.
Same to you. Bye, Kenjaeva.
Bye.
Okay, thumbs up for Kenjaeva. Fantastic. Yeah, so students, really the differences between a band 6.5 all the way to a band 9 is in the amount of detail and coherence and accuracy, specificity that you can give for those questions. And just like I said to Kenjaeva with her adventures, the same with English, same with part 2, where there's a will, there's a way. Remember this beautiful expression. Because it's the way dreams come to reality. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you have the will to speak awesome English and get a great score on the IELTS, you will. Students, that's all the time I have for today. But for those of you who are premium users of our website, we will have more Zoom sessions tomorrow and on Friday. For those of you who are trying to volunteer, I will keep an eye out for you next time. I did see the names there, and those of you who wanted to volunteer. So hang in there, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel so you're getting the notifications for the upcoming live classes. And of course, to maximize your English, visit us at aehelp.com, glshelp.com. These are our websites. They do power these live classes, and they definitely help loads and loads of students every single day to improve on their IELTS tests. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating this chat and for helping out with some of those links in the chat to these websites. I hope you're doing great down south in Argentina. I think it's like middle of winter there for you right now. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat. Have an awesome rest of your day. Much love to all of you wherever you are in the world right now. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria. Bye for now.